Hello, everybody. Welcome back to History's Historian. It is currently the night before AP scores release for all AP exams. And so I just wanted to give you guys this video on from my perspective on what your score means. So before we begin, I just want to just say something. All right, before we continue, you are not your score. All right, your score does not define who you are. All right. I'm talking to everybody. All right. So even if you got like a one in like some subject that you were really excited in and you feel that you aren't that well versed in that subject, no, you're not. All right. There are people that have gone on to do great things and they didn't meet the highest marks on some subjects and whatnot. So quite literally, you're going to be fine. All right. You are not your score. You did as much as you could. You did as much prep. You did as much practice that you could do for yourself, and you can still accomplish great things. Right? I just want you to know that you can accomplish great things. You did as much as you could, and you are not your score. Do not let this entire moment that you perceive as failure define you. All right? I just want to get that out there because there's people that I know that kind of stress out over AP scores and they look at their score and they think it defines who they are. It is not, right? Your score does not define you. And now that I got that message out of the way, though, let us now go see what your scores are. Let's take a look at your scores. All right. And once again, this is all from my perspective. All right. This is all from my perspective. Okay. So if you got a one, I honestly don't know what to say. Look, okay. If you tried your hardest, then I'm really sorry. All right. You did the best that you could. And we all have those moments. All right. We all have those moments where we do the best that we could and it somehow isn't enough. All right. It's a moment that happens in life a lot. Right. And I'm very sorry. Now, if you didn't put in any of the work for that subject that you got a one in, then this was most likely expected. Right. Now, there is no college credit. Now, most of the stuff that I put here on college credit, once again, this is all from my perspective as well. You would have to search and probably ask your colleges that you're applying to as well if they accept these credits, because I know that there are certain colleges out there that don't accept AP courses as actual credits, but rather as placement. For example, I think it was most definitely Harvard that uh, they told us that they don't use APs as actual credits, they use them as placement. So places as high as Harvard and whatnot, they won't necessarily use your AP scores as credit for the class. They'll use it as placement. For example, if you got like a five in A push, they're like, oh, okay, yeah, we'll put them in this like higher level history course or whatnot. So yeah. Now, once again, if you want to find out which college you're applying to, if they give college credit, it'd be better to ask an admissions officer over there or to ask or email them or call them. My best piece of advice about asking about college credit is just to try and ask and contact them. Okay? That's all I can really offer. Now, this score is on an entire 5 point scale, an entire scale from 1 to 5. This ranks as an F. To me, it ranks as an F, right? And College Board, because whenever you look at your scores and whenever you click what your score means, they always have like a little chart with the recommendations that they have. And basically, these recommendations are what they show on that chart. So I'm just kind of giving you a sneak peek as to what you probably are going to see when you click what does your score mean. So yeah, for a one, College Board has no recommendation for the score. Zero recommendation. They don't even have a grade recommendation at all. Right? And you're going to see the same thing with a two, but with three, four, and five, they have grade recommendations as well for when you pass the test and what that kind of rank says. And I'll show that later in the video. So now let's move on from those who got a one. And let me just say this once again. You are not your score. Okay? You are not your score. All right? You can still achieve great things, even if you got like a one in chem or a 1 in AP 2D drawing or whatnot. All right. You can still achieve great things. Right. So all my people who got ones, I'm just letting you know we're all here for you. All right. We're all here for you. You can still do great things. Now, if you got a two, hey, look, it's not a one. All right. It's not a one. It means you know something. It means you know something. All right. You were close to a three. All right. And there was some effort put in. All right. And if you tried your hardest and you got a two, don't stress yourself over it. All right. There are some tests that have criteria that probably there are some tests that have some criteria that at a certain point you probably during the entire test because you most likely in fact most likely everyone feels this whenever you're in a test and you get stressed and then you forget to do something crucial. I think that's what kind of probably hit, and that's okay, all right, it's perfectly fine. So if you tried your hardest, don't stress yourself over this, all right. To me it's equivalent to a D. And College Board, they actually have a recommendation for this one, which is possibly qualified. All right. So they know that if you got a two, then that means most likely you knew some stuff. You knew some stuff, but not all the stuff, but not all the criteria needed to pass with a three. But still, if you got a two, just know just know that be proud of yourself, right? Because that means you didn't go down into the depths of a one, but you're close. You're close to the passing range, meaning you've got good chances. All right? That's what a two means to me. Now, if you got a three, then congratulations, you did it. You passed. This is the bare benchmark of passing to College Board. This is their bare benchmark, right? This is the score that everyone just hopes that they get on a test. They just hope that they get this instead of 4 or 5 when they feel that they've bombed the test. Trust me. I felt, for example, for AP World, I felt on top of the world. I felt on top of the world after that exam because even though for the first SAQ set, I didn't finish the first mandatory SAQ set, I was still feeling on top of the world. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get a 4 or 5, and I ended up with a three, but I was still happy because at least I passed. I promised my AP world teacher that I would pass, I and I was so glad about that three. All right, celebrate your threes. All right, celebrate your twos and threes because it shows progress. Right, celebrate your twos and threes. It shows progress, and I'm just gonna say, good effort on your part, right? It may have been it may have been the last minute it may have been like the last minute review session that you might have had days before the exam or you talking with your friends like minutes before you're let into the exam room and you're reviewing outside. Whatever it is that you did, it worked and I congratulate you for it. Right? Now, I know that you get some credit. You get credit at some colleges with a three. I know some colleges don't accept threes, and I know that some colleges do accept threes wholeheartedly. So it's on you to figure out which colleges. That might be a video idea soon. I might do one like that where I find out which colleges accept threes, fours, fives, and whatnot. An idea for the future. Oh well. Nonetheless, it's on you to find out what college that you're applying to see what level of scores they accept for APs. But yeah, other than that, it is equivalent to a C to me. And from College Board, their recommendation is qualified because you passed, you did it. All right. This is their benchmark for passing. You made it. Right. And this is where the course grade equivalencies come in because for 1 and 2, they didn't have those, but for 3, 4, and 5, they have them. They have them. And so the college course grade equivalent for a three is a B minus, a C plus, or a C. And reminder, the College Board recommendation and the college course grade equivalents, I got those both off the College Board website from whenever you click and look at your scores and ask what does your score mean. I got those both off the website. So If you're trying to think, oh no, what is he making this up? No, no, I found these on the web. These are from the website. But yeah, now let's say bye to our threes and now to our fours. If you got a four, you passed. You passed. All right. You were so close to the five, but you were above a three. So basically, you're kind of in the middle, but it doesn't matter because you passed. All right. Once again, you were close to the five. You were close to the five. And it's a great effort made on your part. Right? That means that means you've most likely been not as engaged as the people with fives were, but you were able to go through the material and able to connect with it on a on I'd say a good level. You were able to connect on a good level with the material, and you were able to apply it onto that test very well, and I'm very proud of you. All right? Now, you should get credit at most colleges because most colleges, I think, accept threes or fours. Once again, it's on you to do the research and to find out. But other than that, I believe that you should get credit at most colleges. Now, to me, on a 5 point scale, this is the equivalency of a B because A, then B, then C, then D, then F. Yeah, this is the equivalency of a B. And College Board's recommendation is very well qualified. And I'm just going to let you guys know this. When I did AP Pre-Cal in my sophomore year, I was I was scared of that class because I the math was there were like some parts where I felt like the math was easy, but then I looked back at my answer and I found out I did something really stupid, and I thought I was going to mess all of that up on the AP Pre-Cal exam. But then after the practice exams and after a few days of review and whatnot, and after that exam, I managed to eke out a four, and I was really glad about that. That was the final exam I took for my sophomore year, and the exam I took before that was Euro, and I also got a four out of that. So I celebrated both moving up and also succeeding in a class that I thought I wasn't going to really do well on the AP exam for. So, yeah, it's a really fun memory for me. But nonetheless, fours are absolutely great. And the college course grade equivalent for a four is an A minus, a B plus, or a B. And now the moment you all have been waiting for. That's right, all of my fives. If you got a five, I'm just gonna say this. Why are you even watching the video? Why are you even watching this video if you got a five? You passed. You passed. Not only that, you excelled. All right. All right. It's the maximum benchmark of passing, and you've made, and I know it says good effort made on your part, excellent effort made on your part. You connected with that material on like a soul link level. Like you and the material were one, and you became an entire encyclopedia. And I am super proud. All right. I'm just telling you this. You worked your butt off. You deserve this. You deserve a break. You did great, right? And as I'm just saying this, you get credit no matter what. You get college credit no matter what, because the besides the universities that don't accept AP scores as actual credits as and they decide to use them as placement, or some of the colleges that don't even use AP credits at all. Besides that, the colleges that do accept them, you get the credit no matter what. They're gonna look at that and be like, yes, this is academically, this is who we want, and we want to challenge them because they were able to do so well. Now, to me, of course, this is the equivalency of an A. All right. This is the highest. This is the highest of the highs. And College Board's recommendation is extremely well qualified. That means from it's either you from the start of the year were engaged with this material through and through, and you were able to apply it excellently. I don't know if that's a word, excellently. I'm making up new words because of the excitement for this. But yeah, I'm super proud. I'm super proud of you all for getting your fives. I know that Heimler is most definitely proud of all the students that got fives. I know Bozeman Science and AP Bio Penguins are most proud that these students got their fives. I'm just, man, I'm just proud. Really proud, guys. Right? And the college course grade equivalent for this is, of course, an A plus or an A. And this is from College Board's site, right? And finally, the last thing that I actually want to show you, though, before I go, is the score distributions. Now, I put up every single subject that I'm going to plan to cover for my channel, all right, for History's Historian. We have AP World, AP Euro, AP United States, and AP Gov, and AP US Gov. So let's go over them, all right? AP World History. There is more of you guys pass with a 4, all right? 33% pass with a 4, and then 27 failed with a 2, and then afterwards 17 passed with a 3, and then 14% of you guys passed with a 5, and then 9% failed with a 1. So you were more likely to get a 4 than to get a 3, because to even get the 3, you would have to fall between the percentage. You have to like whole lot of math and statistics and stuff and whatnot. But yeah, you were more likely to get a 4 on this exam, especially considering the fact that it's 33%. Man. And the pass rate, I believe, for this one was 74. I believe the pass rate for this one was indeed 74%, if I'm not mistaken. Hopefully my math is right. Nope, wait, no, 64. 64%. I just did the mental math right now. It's 64 because 17 plus 33 is 50. 50 plus 14 is, yeah, 64. Yeah, so 64% of you guys pass. Over half. That's great. That's perfectly great. And I love that. Now, let's move on to the Euro kids. Now, Euro kids, I feel like something magical happened. I feel like something really, 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 really magical happened here. All right? Look at it. 35% of you passed with 35% of you passed with a 4. This is amazing, right? This is absolutely spectacular. I love this. And then afterwards, 24% pass with a 3, and then 19% of you guys failed with a 2, but then 13% passed with a 5, and then 9% failed with a 1. So overall, this is amazing. All right, this is amazing. And I think this is the one that was either 73 or 74%. Let me just do the math right now. I have my calculator with me. So 13 plus 35 plus 24. I'm gonna redo this math just in case. Because I don't want to get it wrong. I don't want to get it wrong in front of you all. Yeah, so as I'm counting it, 72% passed with a 3 or higher. All right. 72% pass with a 3 or higher. So just remember, world pass with the people who pass with a 3 or higher on world was 64%. And the people who passed in Euro was with a 3 or higher was 72%. Now, let's take a look at APUSH. APUSH kids, look, we knocked this out of the park. All right. We kind of knocked this out of the park. Because 36% of us passed with a 4. 36% passed with a 4. And then 3%, 23% passed with a 3. And then 19% of us failed with a 2. But then 14% of us passed with a 5. And then 8% of us failed with a 1. So I think, if anything, this is one of like the more lower fail rates that I've seen. And I've only just known this course for about like maybe like 2-ish years. Someone could probably type in the comments to let me know if I'm wrong. But I think this might be the lowest fail rate for APUSH. This might be the lowest fail rate. But nonetheless, though, bang up job for you guys, APUSH kids. And the passing rate for 3 or higher would be 23 plus 36 plus 14 is equal to 73. There we go. This is the one with 73. Okay. Yeah. So 73% of us passed with 73% of us passed with a three or higher. This is amazing. I like that. And finally, to the any of the AP Gov kids that just might have happened to just stumble onto this video as well. Uh, so 25% of you guys passed with a 4, and that's really good. And then 24% of you passed with a 5, and then 23% of you passed with a 3. And then 18% failed with a 2, and then 10% failed with a 1. But that's really good. That is really good percentage. And honestly, I'm super proud of you guys as well, as now you guys are going to be moving on from high school as of now because you guys already graduated and you guys are going to be going to college, and I'm super proud. So above all, you guys all did a bang up job, and let me just check the pass rate for three or higher for Gov. Let me just 23 plus 25 plus 24 is 72. So 72% of you guys passed with a 3 or higher. I'm super, and I'm just going to let you all know this. If your subject isn't even here or whatnot, you can check the score. The score distributions are already out, and you guys can check on. In fact, College Board did the math, also already did the math for you guys as well. So you wouldn't have to worry about adding up who passed with a 3 or higher on your calculator, as I just did right now. But other than that, man, it's this is great. I'm really proud of you all, and just keep up the great work, guys. For those of you guys who are taking more AP classes in the coming school year, keep the bang up job. Keep up the bang up job. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Whatever. Just keep up the great work. This is great stuff, and I want to see more of it. So keep up the great work. And to those of you whose AP score distributions I didn't go into depth to, or anyone who took any other AP classes outside of AP history, like any of the AP science or the AP maths or the AP languages, if it doesn't matter what score you got, right? You challenged yourself over the school year and you made the commitment to take that test, right? No matter what score you got, I'm proud of you, right? The people you watched on YouTube who made videos to help help you study and practice on the subject that you were learning about and trying to study up on, they're proud of you. We're all proud of you, right? Keep up the great work. And I think, yeah, that's just about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. We have more videos coming on the way. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys all so much. Yeah, all right. Bye.